Welcome to my little victory garden. Today we're going to do some planting and look at my attempt at budgeting for the garden. Okay. Hello, welcome to my little victory garden. I got out of my master gardener class early today, so I thought I would take advantage of the dog being at doggy daycare to fertilize this bed and plant some okra. The dog seems to think this plant tone stuff is absolutely amazing. It is almost as good as fish emulsion as far as he's concerned. As I do not want dirt vomited up in my bed in the middle of the night, I'm doing this while he's not here. I kind of wish I had enough compost to throw on here, but I don't. I'll amend it later, hopefully. But like I said, I've got this fertilizer to add in, and we will see how that goes. I'm not sure if I mentioned, I'm going to plant some bush beans. I've got these little red beans. I planted some last year. These were just beans I bought at Costco. Big old giant bag of beans, and I threw some out in my garden last year. They did fabulous, so I'm going to do it again this year, even though these are a year old now. We'll see what happens, but they were really good green beans. So I am just trying to get a little bit of the debris out of the way that's fairly large. Otherwise, we're going to just leave the straw mulch there, and I'm just kind of throwing on the granulated fertilizer and then the bone meal. And I'm just going to use my hori knife to kind of roughly mix this in. And I am doing the full length of this bed, which is 8 feet, but only half the width because I have garlic growing on the other side. I'm sure it'll appreciate having the fertilizer thrown in there anyway. And then I'm just going to try to level this out a little bit with my hori knife because I'm too lazy to go get, a rake. And then I'm watering it in a little bit so the soil is not quite so dry. Although that's a cute little rainbow that keeps popping up when I'm doing that. Isn't that cool? So I have this cute little tool to kind of help me figure out my square foot so that I don't actually have to have like a grid on my garden bed, which is helpful when I'm doing things that take up way more than a square foot. And I'm not consistent with a square foot gardening all around because I'll do some stuff in rows, especially around my cattle panel trellises. And I'm afraid I got in the way of, I didn't have my camera situated so that you could see what I was doing at this point. Not that it matters because my camera is going to die soon. The heat really got to this very quickly. But basically I did a center hole for the okra and then went around with 8 holes surrounding that to put in the little red beans. And this is a little awkward because I have like the trellis there on the left that I haven't decided if I'm keeping. It came in handy last year to try to keep the corn upright. Not that we got much in the way of corn because, between the ants and the rats, they thoroughly enjoyed the corn. But either way, I continue down this bed. I'm not sure if I got in 14 or 16 okra plants because it got so hot after I did the first 6 square feet. I stopped and then came back in the evening and did the rest starting from the other side. And then I lost track if I did 4 or 5 feet in length. But we'll see when things start popping up. And if I have space, I'll just throw in some more beans to fill in the space. Okay, so I tried filming this as I was planting and my camera got overheated because Texas is miserable, even in March. But I've put, I think, 16 okra in here, and then they're surrounded each by 8 bush beans. They're those little red beans. And Then I put pine straw mulch over it because it's going to break down slower than the straw mulch. And I'm hoping when I go to Louisiana over Easter, I'll be able to get some more of that for free. If not, I will go to my local Tractor Supply and get some. But I do want to show my garlic is doing really well. My onions and elephant garlic are doing pretty well. Elephant garlic is starting to turn a little brown. I'm sure it thinks it's much later in the year considering how warm it has been. I'm hoping it got cold enough for those to like divide up and have like multiple cloves on a bulb. Then my potatoes are thriving. I think I've got 22 to 24 plants in here, but look how big they've gotten in just such a short period of time. You could barely see them earlier in the week, and this is Thursday. I've put some seeds in here. We'll see if they do. So this is those French fingerling potatoes that I have in bags. I've been adding dirt to them as I get potting soil bags low enough that I can haul them over here. But not all of them have sprouted. This one's just starting to show signs of it. But others are huge. But I've been filling grow bags for my pepper plants over here. Hello, Bear. Bear. He so wants to eat that potting soil, and I fertilized dirt. Bear. Bear. No. Don't do it. It'll make you sick. But yeah, I'm hoping to get all this done by the end of the week and finish up filling all my grow bags. I think in this spot here, I've got a interesting little pyramid-shaped trellis I'm going to stick here and put my Malabar spinach on. It's one of the reasons I'm moving my peppers to the grow bags. I put on top of the eggplants here, which, this couple over here look like they're having a little bit of a transplant shock. I put in garden huckleberry here and ground cherries over there, and then I had some mystery plants that I suspected were extras, but I don't think they made it. But I've started some more seeds for the ground cherry and the garden huckleberry, yes, in hopes that I can have those put in there, because I do believe at least the ground cherry needs a second plant as a pollinator. So those are purely an experiment this year. I've never grown them. We'll see what happens. I've put in basil down there. Over here, I've put in some carbacino and a butternut squash. I plan on putting in my Alabama lima beans in between. I just haven't done it yet. And then over there, I've put seeds for my melons and cucumbers. And in between, I have put Chinese long beans or yard long beans. And I've got a few volunteers of zinnias and basil that I'm pretty excited about. So we will see how things go. I've got a table or two full of stuff that needs to go in the ground, including Roselle hibiscus for the front yard. I'm not doing it in the backyard this year. I'll let my neighbors look at all those pretty flowers. But that's where we're at right now. And Bear's finally decided maybe he's not going to eat my fertilizer, at least not while I'm out here. Bear! Isn't he just the most beautiful thing? So I thought I'd show you an update on my gardening spreadsheet. As you will notice, I have harvested almost 6 pounds from the garden for this month, and a total of 16.8 if we round up. But I have spent a good hunk of the money. The rain garden project we've bought some supplies for. We still need to get the rocks, but I have $751 left for that, and we also have to rent a tiller with that. I do have some rocks on hand. I'll be reusing things from my grandmother's rock garden that I have, and some of the rocks we used to keep the cats out of the plants while we had them in the house. My plant budget, though, I've gone a little crazy this year already, and so it's March and I only have $47.95 left. And if you can hear a bear barking, he saw someone walk in front of our house. He hangs out at the front window to check that out. If it was particularly crazy, I could tell you someone on a bicycle. But I only have $7.30 left for seeds, but I don't see me buying any more seeds this year. I have everything I need for my fall garden already. And my amendments, I've been through half through that budget. I still have a lot of vermiculite left and a lot of these things. That mulch, the last mulch thing I should be receiving that today. Walmart had a sale on the mulch at $2 a bag, so I ordered 10 bags and free shipping. So yay! The $21 mulch up higher came from the Tractor Supply, and it was a mix of wheat straw, and some pine straw or pine needles. I'm really liking the pine needles. I'm hoping while I am in Louisiana next I can grab a couple of bags worth of that for free in some places, so that maybe I won't have to buy that one again. What I got from Walmart is a red hardwood mulch for mostly the front yard. I will say, I wish last year I had divided up my harvest stuff so that I could see the per month harvest. As you can see, I did like 8 pounds in January. That was mostly like turnips and kale. February was pretty sparse. And then March, we're most of the way through it. I've got almost 6 pounds. I know I'll hit over 6 pounds. We've got a few more days, and there's still lots of lettuce and kale out there. I'm thinking potato kale soup soon. But look at this. I've got this cute little chart going. Pretty excited about that. So you can see how it has varied throughout the months. I expect it to peak somewhere in the June or September areas. September is usually whenever my peppers start to come in real good. But yeah, I think I'm doing pretty good with the budget for the most part. I'm working a plant sale in April for the Texas Discovery Gardens, and it's part of my volunteer stuff for my master gardener. I'm hoping I will not have too much of a temptation. I already spent $35 at one at their pre-sale, but I've been doing better at trying to take advantage of the leave a plant, take a plant things, and my mentor has been very generous with seeds. So yeah, that's where we're at. I'm hoping that I can actually stay within the budget this year. And yeah, but let me know what you think of this budgeting. I know a lot of people don't really open about how much they're spending in their garden. Oh, I am also going to be selling my green stalks to one of my classmates who actually loves them. And I might reinvest that money back. Consider that's more spendable money. I don't know. Do you think that would be fair to go, okay, look, I have this money. It can either go into like go back into my infrastructure budget? Or do you think that I should just ignore that as far as trying to keep with my budget this year? All right, thank you.